I am asking a genuine question. Can somebody please answer this to me in the comment section? Why aren't we even wearing pads anymore in the NFL? Why are we doing it? This new rule tells you straight up that the league doesn't want the game to be physical anymore. By adding this new rule, you know what you're doing? You're taking the fun out of the game. On this beautiful and magnificent Wednesday night, there is nothing, let me repeat that word, there is nothing to watch in the sports world. Well, that is unless you watch hockey, the USFL, or college baseball, but come on now, who's watching that crap? Maybe some of you are watching that, and if that's your cup of tea, go right ahead. No offense, no disrespect, but for me, I'm just a basketball and football guy. And unfortunately, as we all know, the Lakers got swept by the Denver Nuggets, and we're having to wait until the Heat and Celtics play again. Speaking of the Heat and Celtics, do some of y'all got this weird feeling like I do myself that the Celtics may pull off this 3-0 comeback? I don't know. Let me know in the comment section. I'm not saying they're going to do it, but let me know in the comment section if you think there's a slight chance, because I am curious. But regardless of all that, that has literally nothing to do with this video. Matlock in. Let's get down to business. We got to talk about the NFL. We've been talking about the NFL here and there, mainly when it concerns rookie quarterbacks like Bryce Young, Anthony Richardson, and CJ Stroud, and Will Levis. Outside of that, that's pretty much it, and we've also talked about the XFL a lot. But when it comes to the NFL itself as a whole, this is the first time we're speaking on it. And what we're going to be talking about in tonight's video is something I couldn't let slide. I was like, nope, I gotta talk about this, I gotta address it. And that is no other than the NFL is changing rules to make the game, what's the word I'm looking for? Softer. Let's be real with ourselves for just a second. We already knew this game was heading in that direction. But now with this new rule, I've just came to the point where I'm like, dude, why are we even playing in pads anymore? I will probably emphasize this and harp on it all throughout the video. Football is a dangerous sport. I don't care how many rules you want to implement into this game, it will always be dangerous. The bottom line is, if you play football, you have to understand it's dangerous. I don't know another way to put it. You are in danger, and I'm so tired of the NFL turning soft. I am. You're in danger. It is as plain and as simple as that. And every single year, it just seems like the NFL gets softer, softer, and softer. And I'd argue and say that the NFL is softer than the college level, and I'll explain why. In the NFL, they made a rule. They said, okay, you can't hit quarterbacks high anymore. So what did players start doing? They started hitting them low. Well, then, and I hate this rule, I don't even understand it, now you can get a penalty flag for hitting them too low. So you mean to tell me the only spot you can hit the quarterback is in the middle of the chest? Come on, man. These are freak athletes and superhumans. They're giving it 110% effort. They don't have time to sit there and go, oh, well, before I tackle this guy, let me make sure I hit him in the sweet spot. Like, no, when you're playing football, you're just trying to get the dude on the ground by any means. Okay, let me calm down. In tonight's video, we're going to take a look at this new rule change and talk all about it. But also, we got to talk about this that came out. I don't want to talk about it too long, but I did find it rather interesting. So the Texans quarterback, which I think is the backup quarterback, Davis Mills, he came out and said that he is competing for the team starting job. Yeah, let's just say I find that interesting because they drafted CJ Stroud with the second overall pick. We're going to talk all about that in tonight's video. As always, if you like content like this, consider joining our amazing community. All right, Matt, blah, 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 shut the crap up. Now, without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, I say first things first. Let's get this out of the way. I mean, what are we doing here? What is going on? So the news came out yesterday that Texans quarterback Davis Mills says he's competing for the team's starting job. When I read that first sentence, I was like, what? What are you talking about, dude? Your career's over. You benched. The Texans drafted a quarterback with a second overall pick. They didn't draft him to sit in the garage. They drafted him because he's going to be starting week 1. Anyways, continuing along here with this tweet, you see right here, Davis Mills last year had 17 touchdown passes, which is okay, but he had 15 INTs. Okay, look, here's my problem with this. If you were good last year, Davis Mills, which you weren't, and let's say, for example, you had 25 touchdown passes and only 9 or 10 interceptions, I could understand your argument. You could have a legit case and argument in stating that you're going to compete for this job. But the cold hard facts are you had 17 touchdowns and nearly as many interceptions. And here's another thing. Look at this picture they used for him in this tweet. There's no way this isn't edited. Why is his neck that big? And I thought I was the only one who noticed, but everybody in the comments was pointing out the same thing. Look, I'm not going to go through the comments and read off everybody pointing out how wide his neck looks and just making fun of him because you can do that for yourself. Here's all I want to say and we're going to get a move on. I am tired of these old geezers, these old quarterbacks, whenever their team drafts a quarterback with the first, second, and third overall pick, they're legitimately thinking they still have a chance to win the starting job. The same thing happened with Andy Dalton with the Bears. That even till this day pisses me off. Andy Dalton trying to act like he was going to save the Chicago's Bear franchise. Dude, grow up, move on, come to terms with reality. You're a bench warmer. I just can't stand all these quarterbacks that can't accept their fate when it's right in front of them. I'm sure Davis Mills is a good guy, and I'm sure he's also a very competitive guy. I'm not saying I want him to roll over and quit playing football, but here's what I am saying. Do not be this guy. Don't be the tryhard in the locker room that's trying to outdo the rookie quarterback. Davis Mills, you are a bridge quarterback. You're not going to save the franchise. Just get on with it. This process would go so much smoother for the Texans and Davis Mills himself if he would just say, yeah, you know what? I'm the backup quarterback, but I'm going to continue to work hard. That's it. Leave it at that. But the fact he's got it into his own brain now, you know what? I think I can beat out this CJ Stroud kid. Come on, man. I'm going to end that topic off there because, like I said, it gets to me. Moving along here to the main topic of the main encore, the main reason you clicked onto this video. Let's talk about these new NFL rules. So this was very random and odd to me because it came out of nowhere. If you watch college football, you would know when you do a fair catch on a kickoff, you get the ball at the 25, but in the NFL, you get it at the 20. I guess you could try to sit up here and say, you know, that's a big difference, but to me, not really. We're talking about 5 yards. If it was a 10-yard difference, yeah, big deal, but 5 yards, not so much. Well, now that will no longer be the case for the NFL. You will no longer be getting the ball at the 20. Here's the new rule that has just been passed, and I'm going to read this tweet off to you word by word from Ian Rappaport. The NFL has passed a new rule that all fair catches and touchbacks come out to the 25-yard line on kickoffs. Like I was saying, this is now the same as a college rule. But here's the part I want you to pay attention to. I'm going to highlight it for you. The thought is that this should make it safer. Continuing along, right after safer in the comma, those special teams coaches around the league oppose the change. Well, yeah, they oppose the change because it basically eliminates special teams. I am asking a genuine question. Can somebody please answer this to me in the comment section? Why are we even wearing pads anymore in the NFL? Why are we doing it? This new rule tells you straight up that the league doesn't want the game to be physical anymore. And here's my biggest problem with it. In the NFL, we barely had people returning kickoffs in the first place. The kickers are so elite compared to the college level. How many kickoffs were getting taken out of the end zone per game? Maybe 2? You really think 2 kickoff plays is going to make the game less dangerous? I don't think so. Whoa, hold on. I know what some people may be saying right now. Well, Matt, kickoffs are dangerous, and I agree. But you want to know what else I think is dangerous? Every other play in football. Every single play in football is dangerous. Period. The end. There's not one play that is more dangerous than the others. And here's my problem with it. I'd have been more content and happier and satisfied with this if you just took out special teams and kickoff as a whole. But now it's kind of like you're slapping it in the face. You're like, oh yeah, you know what? We're just going to give you the ball at the 25. At this point in time, like a lot of the comments say right here, you might as well not even have a kickoff. And maybe some of you think I'm overreacting, but it's not just about this. It's about everything the NFL has done over the past few years. It just seems like every single year they're taking something out of the game and trying to make it safer. Check out this comment from Dave Holmes. Just get rid of the kickoff. It's ridiculous at this point. Most kickers can put it through the end zone, but if you fair catch it inside the 10 and it ends up on the 25, what the heck is the point? That's what I'm talking about. There is actually no reason from a mathematical standpoint to even return kicks because more times than not, you're not getting past the 25. It seems like every single time I see someone take a kick out of the end zone, they only make it to the 17 or 18. Barely, if ever, do they make it to the 21. So now, with it going to the 25, why would you even take it out? Check on this tweet, another good point. No, it's to cut down on roster spots. Way to make an entire phase of the game worthless, and I agree. Oh man, it gets to me, it really does. Here's the last comment I'm going to read off. And this is a point I want to touch on before we end out this video. Somebody stated, this is professional football and we're doing this? That is something I can't agree with anymore. At the college level, yeah, give it to the 25. These are kids. Protect the kids. Even though quote unquote college kids are grown men, they're still relatively young. You get what I'm saying. Well, in the NFL, these are 30-year-old grown men. We shouldn't be sitting up here every second of the day, every single year trying to go, okay, how can we make this game a tad bit safer? No! By adding this new rule, you know what you're doing? You're taking the fun out of the game. Kickoffs are fun, they're exciting, but now I have no incentive to even watch them because I know nobody's going to take them out. I get it, they're dangerous, but they're also fun to watch. Maybe I'm tripping, maybe I am. Let me know in the comment section. At this point in time, I'd be happier if they just took it out. Let me know your thoughts down below, but